The Fall and Survival. The first Korethi warships appeared in Earth's skies on a clear autumn morning in 2183. They came without warning, massive obsidian structures that seemed to defy physics, hanging motionless above major cities worldwide. For 12 hours, they simply observed while humanity stared back in a mixture of wonder and fear. Admiral Elena Chen was eating breakfast with her family in New Singapore when the emergency alert blared across her neural implant. As commander of Earth's United Defense Force, she was among the first to understand the true gravity of the situation. Alien vessels have established positions over 23 major population centers, announced her second-in-command, Commander Jackson, as Chen rushed into the underground command center. They're not responding to any communication attempts. Deploy defensive arrays, Chen ordered, her voice steady despite the hammering of her heart. And alert the Exodus Protocol coordinators. I want them on standby. The Exodus Protocol was humanity's insurance policy, a last resort never meant to be implemented. 7 massive colony ships hidden beneath the lunar surface, built in secret over decades, designed to preserve human civilization, should Earth ever face extinction-level threats. Most of Earth's population considered it a conspiracy theory, but as Chen watched the alien ships on the monitor, she knew the conspiracy might become humanity's only hope. The Korethi attack began precisely 24 hours after their arrival. It wasn't beams or projectiles. Instead, they deployed atmospheric converters that began to rapidly alter Earth's atmosphere. Within hours, the air turned toxic in expanding zones beneath each ship. Millions died in the first day, unable to escape the rapidly expanding contamination zones. Earth's military response was fierce but futile. Conventional weapons couldn't penetrate the Korethi shields. Nuclear launches were somehow neutralized before detonation. Even the orbital defense platforms, humanity's most advanced weapons, were disabled with apparent ease. "We've lost contact with the European command," reported Commander Jackson, 3 days into the battle. His normally pressed uniform was wrinkled, eyes bloodshot from lack of sleep. Asian Command reports their perimeter has been breached. The atmospheric toxins have reached their bunkers. Chen studied the situation map, the expanding red zones of Korethi control now covering nearly 70% of Earth's surface. "Begin full Exodus protocol," she commanded, the words feeling like ash in her mouth. "Priority personnel only. We don't have time for the civilian evacuation contingencies." Over the next 72 hours, as Earth's remaining military forces fought a desperate holding action, the 7 colony ships were secretly loaded with the 350,000 humans selected for the evacuation. Scientists, engineers, doctors, soldiers, artists, and genetic samples representing Earth's biodiversity. Each ship, designed to support 50,000 colonists, contained the seeds of humanity's future. Admiral Chen remained at her post, coordinating Earth's final defense. The last transmission from her command center was simple: "Exodus complete. Earth has fallen. Remember us." The colony ships activated their experimental quantum drives, disappearing from the solar system just as the Korethi completed their atmospheric conversion of Earth, rendering the planet's surface uninhabitable to human life. The Korethi Supreme Commander filed a simple report to their distant homeworld. Planet acquired. Indigenous species eliminated. Terraforming underway. They were wrong. The journey to humanity's new home was meant to take 15 years in suspended animation. The destination was Kepler 186f, an Earth-like planet 500 light-years away. But something went wrong during the quantum jump. When the colonial fleet emerged from their quantum bubble, they found themselves not near Kepler 186f, but in an unknown star system, 1,200 light-years from Earth. Dr. Sophia Mbeki was one of the first awakened from cryo-sleep when the emergency protocols activated. As the fleet's lead xenobiologist, she was tasked with assessing their unexpected arrival point. "The good news is there's a habitable planet," she informed the rapidly assembling colonial leadership. The view screen behind her showed a world of rust-colored continents and deep blue oceans under swirling cloud patterns. The bad news is it's barely habitable. Higher gravity, lower oxygen, and the native flora contains compounds toxic to humans. Captain Elijah Reeves, the fleet's military commander, leaned forward. "Can we survive there?" "Yes," Mbeki replied, "but it won't be easy. We'll need to establish sealed habitats initially and modify our biology over generations to adapt." They named their new world Providence, an ironic choice given the harsh conditions, but symbolic of their determination to survive. The colony ships descended to the surface, arranging themselves in a defensive circle that became the first settlement, New Haven. Life on Providence was brutal. The first generation of colonists faced food shortages, equipment failures, and the psychological toll of knowing Earth was lost. The higher gravity caused chronic health issues. The strange light from the orange dwarf star never felt quite right to eyes evolved under Earth's yellow sun. Yet humans adapted. They always had. 20 years after landing, the first generation of children born on Providence began to show natural adaptations: denser bone structure, more efficient oxygen processing, resistance to the local toxins. By the third generation, genetic modifications had accelerated these adaptations, creating humans specifically engineered for life on their new home. Dr. Maya Chen, great-granddaughter of Admiral Elena Chen, led the Advanced Technologies Division. Like many in the colony, she had grown up on stories of Earth, a paradise lost to alien invaders. Unlike most, she believed Earth could be reclaimed. The Korathi atmospheric converters operate on principles we now understand, she explained to the Colonial Council, 80 years after their arrival on Providence. Their technology manipulates fundamental quantum fields to restructure matter at the atomic level, but we've taken that science further. The holographic display showed a device her team had developed, the quantum field inverter. This can reverse what the Korathi did to Earth, but more importantly, it can disrupt their shield technology. We've confirmed this through simulations based on the battle records from Earth. Colonel James Okonkwo, head of the colony's military, studied the display skeptically. "Even if this works, Providence is our home now. We have nearly 1 million people here. Earth is a distant memory." "Earth is our birthright," Maya countered. "And the Korathi are still there, harvesting its resources, using our home while we struggle to survive on this rock. We didn't choose to leave. We were driven out. Now we can return." The debate raged for years, but as Providence faced increasing natural disasters, earthquakes and atmospheric disturbances that threatened their hard-won stability, the prospect of returning to Earth gained support. The colony had grown to 3 main settlements housing 1.2 million humans, but Providence was becoming more hostile with each passing year. By the 120th year after the Exodus, the decision was made. Humanity would return to Earth. They built 3 massive warships using technology far beyond what Earth had possessed when they fled. The quantum drives were refined and reliable. The weapon systems incorporated both human innovation and reverse-engineered Korathi technology. 10,000 soldiers and scientists boarded these vessels, including Maya Chen, now an elderly woman determined to see Earth once more before she died. As the ships prepared to depart, Maya addressed the colonists remaining behind. "We go to reclaim what was taken from us," she said, her voice strong despite her years. "If we succeed, we will send for you. If we fail, Providence will remain humanity's last stand. But we will not fail. The Korathi believe humanity is extinct. They're about to learn how wrong they are." The quantum drives engaged, and Operation Homecoming began. The return and reclamation. The return to Earth took just under 3 weeks, using the improved quantum drives. Captain Zara Okonkwo, great-granddaughter of Colonel James Okonkwo and commander of the lead warship Reclamation, ordered their emergence in the outer solar system to avoid immediate detection. "Stealth systems active," reported her tactical officer as the 3 ships drifted silently past Neptune's orbit. "No sign the Korathi have detected us." "Launch the reconnaissance drones," Zara ordered. "Let's see what's become of our homeworld." The drones, utilizing technology that rendered them nearly invisible to Corethi sensors, spent 2 weeks gathering data on Earth and its current inhabitants. When they returned, the footage they carried stunned the human forces. Earth had been transformed. The once blue planet now displayed swirling patterns of purple and green in its atmosphere. Massive Corethi structures dominated the continents, mining operations and processing facilities extracting Earth's resources at an industrial scale. The oceans remained, but their chemistry had been altered to support Corethi aquaculture. Most disturbing was the biological survey. The Corethi had imported their own ecosystem, replacing much of Earth's native life with alien equivalents. But in isolated pockets, primarily in mountainous regions and deep forests, native Earth species survived, suggesting the Corethi conversion wasn't as complete as they believed. Dr. Eli Wong, lead scientist of the mission and great-grandson of one of the original colonists, analyzed the data with growing excitement. "The atmospheric conversion isn't total," he reported to the assembled command staff. "And look here, these readings suggest the Corethi have actually centralized their conversion technology. One main facility in what used to be the Sahara Desert controls the entire planetary atmospheric matrix. A single point of failure," Zara observed, a predatory smile crossing her face. "If we can take out that facility, we can potentially begin reversing what they did to Earth," Eli confirmed. "But we'd need to get close enough to deploy the quantum inverters. Their orbital defenses are significant." The humans developed an audacious plan. Using their advanced stealth technology, they would insert a small team onto the surface near the main atmospheric control facility. This team would deploy localized quantum inverters to create a temporary safe zone for human physiology, then infiltrate the facility and sabotage its central controls. Meanwhile, the warships would position themselves to strike key Corethi orbital defenses the moment the atmospheric system was compromised. Lieutenant Darius Chen, Maya's grandson, volunteered to lead the infiltration team. His grandmother had not lived to see Earth again, dying during the 3-week journey, but her determination lived on in him. "This is for grandmother," he said simply as the stealth insertion craft detached from the reclamation. The descent to Earth was harrowing, weaving between Corethi patrol ships that remained oblivious to their presence. They landed in the Atlas Mountains of North Africa, just 300 kilometers from the main Corethi facility. Darius and his team of 15 specialists stepped onto Earth's soil wearing sealed environmental suits. It was the first time humans had stood on Earth in 123 years. "Deploy the inverters," Darius ordered, and the team activated the devices that would create a bubble of breathable atmosphere around them. The quantum inverters hummed to life, and the team watched in awe as the air around them subtly shifted, the purplish haze receding as Earth's natural atmospheric composition was temporarily restored within their operational zone. Their advance toward the Corethi facility took 3 days, moving only at night and hiding during daylight hours. They encountered alien wildlife, Corethi ecological imports that had replaced Earth's native species, but no sentient Corethi. It seemed the aliens had automated much of their operation on Earth, with relatively few of their kind actually present on the planet's surface. When they finally reached the massive facility, a sprawling complex of crystalline structures that pulsed with energy, they put the next phase of their plan into action. Using advanced cloaking technology adapted from Providence's native predators, the team infiltrated the facility's outer perimeter. "Remember," Darius reminded them, "we're not here to destroy the facility. We need to reconfigure it to accept our command codes. If we simply destroyed it, the atmospheric conversion would become permanent." Inside, they found the facility largely automated, with only a dozen Corethi technicians present, the first living Corethi any human had seen up close. The aliens were tall, with iridescent exoskeletons and multiple limbs that moved with unsettling precision. They communicated through color patterns that rippled across their bodies, making no sounds that human ears could detect. The team split up, with one group creating a diversion, while Darius and 3 specialists made their way to the central control chamber. When they reached it, they found a single Korethi overseer monitoring the systems. What happened next would be studied in military academies for generations. Specialist Ana Rodriguez, the team's technical expert, managed to interface their quantum inverter technology with the Korethi systems, while Darius and the others engaged the overseer. The alien fought ferociously, its limbs becoming weapons that seriously wounded 2 team members before Darius managed to incapacitate it. "I'm in their system," Ana announced, her fingers dancing across her portable terminal. "Initiating the override sequence now." Above Earth, the 3 human warships moved into attack position. The moment Ana's signal reached them, they struck. Quantum disruptors, weapons specifically designed to counter Korethi shield technology, fired simultaneously at key orbital defense platforms. The Korethi, caught completely by surprise, found their supposedly impenetrable shields failing. On the surface, the atmospheric control facility's energy signature changed as Ana's programming took effect. The purple haze in the sky began to recede from the point of the facility outward, like a wave of restoration spreading across the planet. The Korethi response was immediate and devastating. Their warships, previously in dormant orbits, activated and converged on the human vessels. The battle in orbit was chaotic and brutal, with the human ships taking heavy damage despite their technological advances. "We're losing the Defiance," reported Zora's tactical officer as one of the 3 human warships succumbed to concentrated Korethi fire, breaking apart in Earth's orbit. "Restoration is reporting critical systems failure." Zara gripped her command chair. "Hold position. We need to give the ground team more time." In the facility, Darius and his remaining team members defended their position as Korethi forces converged on them. Ana worked frantically at the controls, ensuring the atmospheric reconfiguration couldn't be reversed. "It's done," she finally announced. "The process is self-sustaining now. Even if they kill us, they can't stop it." Darius activated their emergency beacon, signaling the ships above that their mission was complete. "Now we need to get out of here." But escape wouldn't be easy. Korethi reinforcements had surrounded the facility, cutting off their planned exit route. In orbit, the Reclamation was the only human ship still functional, and it was taking heavy fire. Then something unexpected happened. As the atmospheric reconfiguration spread beyond the African continent, reaching North America and Asia, long dormant systems beneath Earth's surface activated. Defense installations that had been built before the fall of Earth, preserved in hardened bunkers designed to survive even atmospheric conversion, came online. Anti-orbital batteries that the Korethi had never discovered began firing from locations worldwide. Automated defense drones launched from underwater hangars. The Korethi, fighting on 2 fronts, found their coordinated response fragmenting. "What's happening?" Zara demanded as the Korethi vessels began breaking off their attack. "I don't believe it," her tactical officer replied. "It's Earth. Earth is fighting back." Admiral Chen's final legacy, a dormant defense network tied to atmospheric composition sensors, designed to reactivate if Earth's natural atmosphere was ever restored, had sprung to life. The old Earth was reaching out to help the returning humans. With the unexpected assistance, Zara was able to dispatch rescue craft to extract Darius and his team. The surviving humans regrouped on the Reclamation as the Korethi forces fell into disarray. Without their atmospheric conversion protecting them, many Korethi on Earth's surface began to sicken and die. 3 days after the initial attack, the Korethi Supreme Commander made the decision to abandon Earth. Their forces had been decimated by the combined assault of returning humans and Earth's automated defenses. The remaining Korethi vessels gathered their surviving personnel and departed the solar system, leaving behind their equipment and alien ecology. Zara stood on the bridge of the Reclamation, watching the last Korethi ships vanish into quantum jumps. "Send the signal to Providence," she ordered. "Operation Homecoming successful. Earth is ours again." The reclamation of Earth would take decades. The Korathi atmospheric conversion was only partially reversed, leaving large regions still uninhabitable to unmodified humans. Their imported ecosystem had taken root and would be impossible to completely eradicate. But humans had proven their adaptability on Providence, and they would adapt again to this changed Earth. The colony ships from Providence began arriving 6 months later, bringing the descendants of the original evacuees back to humanity's birthplace. They established the first new settlement in the Himalayan region, naming it simply Return. As humans spread across their reclaimed homeworld, integrating their Providence-adapted biology and technology with what remained of Earth's original systems, they discovered something remarkable. The partial Korathi conversion had actually made Earth more resilient than before. The new hybrid ecosystem was more resistant to climate shifts. The altered oceans absorbed more carbon dioxide. The modified atmosphere better protected against cosmic radiation. In trying to erase humanity from Earth, the Korathi had inadvertently helped create a more robust planet, one that the returning humans, with their Providence adaptations, were uniquely suited to inhabit. 5 years after the reclamation, Darius Chen stood on a cliff overlooking what had once been the Mediterranean Sea. Its waters now glowed with bioluminescent Korathi algae at night, creating spectacular light displays. Providence-born children played on the beach below, their denser bodies perfectly comfortable in Earth's lower gravity, their enhanced lungs easily processing the hybrid atmosphere. "They thought we were extinct," he said to Zara, who had joined him for the observation. "But we came back stronger." Zara nodded, looking up at the stars. "And now the galaxy knows that humanity doesn't surrender its home. Not ever." In the century that followed, humanity rebuilt and expanded, incorporating Korathi technology with their own innovations. They established a defensive perimeter around the solar system that would prevent any future invasion. And when they finally developed technology for reliable interstellar travel, humans ventured out into the galaxy not as refugees, but as explorers, carrying with them the lesson of Earth. Never underestimate a species fighting for its home.